I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I was trusted with the final shot, the moment everybody remembers, and I missed. I failed again and again and again. Most people hear that and think it's weakness. But listen to me carefully, that failure is the reason I succeeded. Failure didn't break me. Failure introduced me to who I really was. See, the world loves highlights. They love the last second shot. They love the trophies. They love the applause. But they don't show you the empty gyms, the late nights, the doubt, the pressure, the loneliness, the moments when nobody is watching and you're questioning everything about yourself. One day, a young kid looked at me and said, "I want to be the greatest player to ever play this game." I told him, "Then you're going to have to work harder than you ever worked before." He said, "I already work as hard as everyone else." And I stopped him right there. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you wanted to be the best." Because being the best doesn't mean working like everyone else. It means working when everyone else is done. It means showing up when nobody expects you to. It means doing what most people are unwilling to do. And that's when he said something that changed everything. "I'm going to show you that nobody will ever work harder than me." That wasn't talk. That wasn't ego. That was identity. Winning has a price, and most people aren't willing to pay it. I didn't have to do this. I chose to do it. Because this is who I am. To win, you must lose. To succeed, you must fail. To feel real joy, you must experience disappointment. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the teacher. Every loss shaped me. Every failure refined me. Every setback carved discipline into my character. But here's the part people miss. Success doesn't give you the right to be loud about yourself. It gives you the responsibility to be humble. My parents taught me something early in life. Don't wear your reputation. Don't wear your awards. Don't wear your greatness on your sleeve. Let your work speak. Let your actions talk. Let your character show who you are. Because real greatness doesn't need to announce itself. People love comparing eras. They love arguing about who's better. But as an athlete, you don't wake up thinking about comparisons. You wake up thinking about becoming better than you were yesterday. Mistakes are inevitable, but repeating the same mistake is optional. The key isn't avoiding failure. The key is learning, adjusting, and coming back stronger. And one lesson changed how I made decisions forever. My father used to say, "Pause and ask yourself, what if?" Because every decision comes with consequences, good or bad. When you think about the consequences, you make decisions you can live with. When I stepped away from basketball to play baseball, people called it a failure. But for me, it was a blessing. It gave me perspective. It gave me hunger again. It made me fall back in love with the game. When I returned, I didn't just play basketball. I appreciated it. And that appreciation made every championship mean more. It made every win deeper. It made every moment personal. Success isn't about never failing. Success is about never being afraid to try. The worst thing that can happen isn't failure. The worst thing that can happen is never knowing what you were capable of. Let me tell you something most people never realize. The hardest opponent you will ever face is not across the court, not in the office, not in the crowd judging you. It's the voice inside your own head. Fear doesn't show up screaming. Fear whispers. What if you fail? What if you embarrass yourself? What if you're not enough? What if this is your limit? And if you listen to that voice long enough, you don't even need an enemy anymore. You'll defeat yourself. People ask me all the time, were you ever afraid on the court? Were you ever intimidated? Never, not because I was stronger, not because I was faster, but because I understood something most people don't. Those men put their shorts on the same way I do. They bleed the same way. They miss shots the same way. They doubt themselves the same way. The difference wasn't talent. The difference was mindset. My competitive drive wasn't about beating others. It was about never losing to myself. See, when you reach a certain level, the world stops pushing you. And that's when most people fall apart. Because now there's no coach yelling. No critics motivating you. No external pressure forcing you forward. You have to manufacture hunger. I had to battle myself to stay hungry, to stay disciplined, to show up for 82 games like it was game 7. That's where champions are separated from everyone else. Anybody can be motivated when things are going well. Anybody can push when the crowd is cheering. But who are you when nobody is watching? When the season feels long? When your body is tired? When your mind says, you've done enough? That's the war, and most people lose it quietly. I believe something deeply. If your game is real, you don't have to talk. Let your work be your promotion. Let your discipline be your marketing. Let your consistency silence the noise. Trash talk fades. Work ethic lasts. I remember a game. We were down. Everything was going wrong. Then I caught fire. We came back. We won. As we walked off the floor, my coach said, "There's no I in team." I looked at him and said, "You're right. But there is an I in win. Because winning demands responsibility. Winning demands sacrifice. Winning demands someone willing to carry the weight." And that mindset made people uncomfortable. They said, "He scores too much. He can't win championships. He's not magic. He's not Bird." Every word they spoke was fuel. Every doubt they had was wood on the fire. Criticism didn't break me. It sharpened me. Because when you're obsessed with becoming great, you don't look for comfort. You look for edges. I searched for anything that would push me harder. Why? Because at the highest level, you are expected to be great every night. No excuses, no bad days, no hiding. Superstardom isn't just given, it's protected. Everybody wants your spot. Everybody's coming for you. And if you relax, even once, they take it. The MVP that meant the most to me wasn't the one voted by the media. It was the one voted by my teammates. Because they saw the work, they lived the grind. They felt the pressure with me. That respect, that's earned. I made mistakes, plenty of them. I misjudged moments, I failed publicly. But here's the truth, you can't be afraid to attack. You can't be afraid to drive. You can't be afraid to go to the hole. Fear makes you hesitate. Hesitation makes you average. And average was never an option for me. Nobody out there is bad. At this level, everyone is elite. The separator is not skill. It's killer instinct. Confidence under pressure, calm in chaos. Fire when it matters. And that fire, it's built in the dark. At some point in your journey, talent stops mattering. Everyone left is gifted. Everyone left can perform. Everyone left believes they belong. So what separates the great from the unforgettable? Obsession, not motivation, not hype, not talent. Obsession. The kind that wakes you up early and keeps you up late. The kind that doesn't turn off when the lights go out. People misunderstand obsession. They call it unhealthy. They call it extreme. They call it unnecessary. But those people have never been great. Because greatness demands a level of focus that looks crazy to average minds. I wasn't competing with other players anymore. I was competing with the standard of excellence I set for myself. That meant showing up when I didn't feel like it. That meant practicing when nobody asked me to. That meant pushing my body past comfort, my mind past doubt. There were nights I was exhausted. There were days my body screamed for rest. But discipline doesn't negotiate. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline cares about who you said you wanted to become. I wasn't playing for highlights. I wasn't playing for applause. I was playing for legacy. Legacy is built in repetition, in doing the same hard things over and over and over again without applause. That's why consistency beats intensity. Anybody can go hard once. Anybody can have a good week. But can you show up every night, every season, every year? Relentless people don't rely on emotion. They rely on systems. When motivation fades, systems remain. When excitement disappears, habits carry you forward. I trained my mind like a muscle. I visualized every moment before it happened. The shots, the pressure, the crowd, the noise. When you've already lived it in your mind, your body follows without fear. And here's the truth most people avoid. The biggest enemy of greatness is comfort. Once you reach the top, the hardest thing is staying there. You stop hearing criticism. You start believing your own hype. You forget what hunger feels like. I refused that trap. I created challenges. I found competitors. I set goals that scared me because comfort kills growth. And while others were protecting their ego, I was sharpening my edge. This is where isolation begins. When you're obsessed, you don't fit in anymore. You miss parties. You skip comfort. You sacrifice balance, not because you hate life, but because you love your purpose. People will call you selfish. They'll say you've changed. They're right, you did. You chose growth over approval, focus over distraction, purpose over popularity. And that choice is lonely. But loneliness is temporary. Regret lasts forever. I didn't need validation. I needed progress, and progress demands standards. High standards make life harder, but they make you stronger. At this level, excuses are eliminated. Blame disappears. Accountability becomes personal. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That mindset turns pressure into fuel and obstacles into training. This is where you become dangerous. Because now, nothing can shake you. Not failure, not criticism, not setbacks. You're no longer chasing success. You're becoming it. Let me tell you something most people never want to hear. You are not here by accident. Your struggle wasn't random. Your pain wasn't pointless. Your setbacks weren't punishments. They were preparation. Life doesn't test the weak with big dreams. It tests the chosen with heavy weight. And if you're still standing after everything you've been through, that means something inside you refused to break. That means your story isn't finished. Too many people spend their lives waiting. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for permission. Waiting for the perfect moment. That moment never comes. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards execution. And at some point, you have to stop asking, am I ready? Because readiness is built in motion, not in thought. Legacy isn't something you leave behind one day. It's something you build every single day by how you show up when no one is watching. It's built in the early mornings, in the lonely nights, in the silent decisions no one applauds. Your name will never be remembered for what you intended to do. It will be remembered for what you refused to quit. This is where responsibility comes in. You are responsible for your focus, responsible for your mindset, responsible for the energy you allow around you. Not your past, not your upbringing, not your circumstances. At some point, blaming becomes a cage, and freedom begins the moment you say, this is on me. Because the second you take ownership, you take back power. You don't need permission to become great. You don't need approval to chase excellence. You need commitment. Commitment to your craft. Commitment to your standards. Commitment to becoming the person your future demands. And let me be clear, this path is not easy. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you relationships. It will cost you versions of yourself that can't go where you're going. But the cost of staying average is far greater. Years from now, you won't regret working too hard. You'll regret the days you chose comfort over courage. So here's the truth, the final truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to believe for you. It's on you. And that's not a burden. That's freedom. Because if it's on you, then you have the power to change it starting today, not tomorrow, not next month, not when you feel ready. Today, decide who you are becoming. Decide what you will tolerate. Decide what ends now. And then act in alignment with that decision every single day. This is your call to action. Show up when it's hard. Work when it's uncomfortable. Stay disciplined when motivation disappears. Build skills. Build habits. Build a standard so high that mediocrity can't survive around you. Let your work speak. Let your results silence doubt. Let your persistence become undeniable. Because greatness is not loud, it's consistent, it's relentless, it's earned. And one day, when people ask how you did it, the answer will be simple. I refuse to quit. Now go, execute, elevate, and become the proof. Thank you for being with InnerStrength. If this unified story has touched your ambition, your purpose, or your American dream, stay connected with us. Don't let motivation end with a period. Let it continue with action. Subscribe to InnerStrength. Press the like button to support more powerful content, and share this message with someone across the USA who needs to hear it today. InnerStrength is here every day to remind you, stay hungry, stay strong, and never stay down.